was a dark day.
I'm going to restart this. I will not be gaslit about January 6th.
Was it frightened? So much chaos, so many white men.
One more time.
It was a dark day, we were frightened, so much chaos, so many white men, caught off guard, no one knew what to say. How did it all get so crazy? Facts were absent, the air was hazy, we stood watching, tears streamed down our faces. While in the White House there was a tyrant glued to the TV, cheering the violence. When they pleaded, he refused to say a word. He just sat there in his fury, lashed out against us. The world was worried. We didn't know if we would make it through. The day they stormed the Capitol, they couldn't take it down, and now we're rising up in numbers much too numerous to count, and we are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. Now we're standing, we're united. Our elders showed us the most worthy fight is for our freedom, requires vigilance. We're courageous, growing stronger, not complacent. We serve with honor, and our power is the love that leads our way. The day they stormed the Capitol, they couldn't take us down, and now we're rising up in numbers much too numerous to count, and we are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down.
Howdy, you guys. I had to play that because hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the Psychic News Network. It's Wednesday. It's a solar eclipse new moon day. I thank you for your compliments about the song. I really want everybody to know that that song is public domain. I am not looking for, and that's my civic duty to use what I have to spread the word. We're taking back democracy. We won't be backing down. Screw you, shady JD Vance, pretending that it didn't happen. How dare he? How dare he? So we're fresh off the vice presidential candidate debate. And lots going on there. Thank you. Lots going on there. But as far as the song goes, if you're new here, please, first of all, if you're new here, thanks for finding us. And we're kind of a family. We're a small democracy family here. YouTube keeps me small for some reason, and I've figured that out. They want to make sure they're not offending the people that are MAGA. That's my take. Just like advertisers, right? I wrote that song because we need to remember. Just like September 11th, we never forget, right? And Terry, our helper, my assistant, was wonderful. She's wonderful anyway. She made the slideshow to go along with it. It's hugely impactful. It's free for anybody to use and share as much as you possibly can. And never forgive, Rose says. We do our best. But a powerful message can really move the needle. So do whatever you can. Yeah, I know Judge Chuck can release the report today. Do whatever you can to get that song out. I will repost it on my community page, but it is under the videos, under the lives, right here on my channel. So there's that. I was a little bit put off by JD Vance. Well, not a little bit put off, a lot put off. I think for me, I have a very low tolerance for liars. I get highly offended. I don't know if you guys feel that way too. I get highly offended when I'm being lied to. So it was hard. I think I turned it off after about maybe 40 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But I just had enough. I had enough of JD's lying. Oh, and slick and shady. Not only is he shady, he's slick in his shadiness. I don't really want, I want to hear anybody talking about, in general about, but the economy sucked under Trump. Let's be real. We woke up every single morning traumatized, right? What's he going to do next? Which country is he going to piss off next, right? You muted every time Vance spoke. We need to be talking about our national safety. And that's it, right? And we don't need the gaslighting. And that quote, if you saw, hang on, oh, this is my, I'm taking a risk here. Not that. That quote, enough of the gaslighting is straight from Kamala Harris when she was talking about women's rights a couple months ago. Enough with the gaslighting. Don't tell me that the economy is like a strike against the Democrats. And I know you guys, you're not gaslit. Right? Don't tell me, but the issues, but what do they say? I liked Trump's policies. Okay, which ones? What I'm really kind of concerned about is what's going to happen when MAGA falls apart. I'm concerned about the people who are really in the cult. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I haven't heard that one before. His concept of a healthcare plan, right? I'm really concerned because I do know that justice will prevail. I told you Joe Biden would win the last election. Most of what I've predicted that's major I can point to has been, you know, when people are asking what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. I've been doing this work for a very long time, so it's through practice. Democracy is winning. Democracy will win. I think that, and I've heard it said today, it's disqualifying what J.D. Vance is doing. None of them, none of Trump and his surrogates, Trump included, ever says that they will concede an election that they lost. They never say it. And J.D. Vance went right off the rails when Tim Walz asked, did Donald Trump lose the election, or however it was put. Off the track, totally. I'll go back and listen to it again. Not the whole thing. I'm going to mention something about, you know, performance in front of an audience. I don't know if you guys know what people's greatest fears are, but I think it ranks above the fear of death is the fear of speaking in front of people. Some people are just born with that ability. I really do think we have past lives as performers sometimes, so we kind of just come in with, you know, kind of a high tolerance for performing or being in front of an audience. Tim Walz said a few days before that he was nervous, but anybody would be nervous. And I thought he did a fantastic job because he made all the right points. He was cordial, and I know that people have a problem with that. Why didn't he just bash JD over the head with his facts, right? He kind of did. But I think we got more out of it because it wasn't like the bombastic, you know, what Trump does, which is just snowplow people. That's not a debate. That's a domination. Remember what he did to Hillary Clinton during the debates? He's like a monster, you know, behind her, intimidating, because that's what he does. So, yeah, once Tim got his feet under him, but I want everyone to cut some slack to Tim Walz and Kamala. Remember how much I complained about that? Like, oh, she was nervous for the first 3 minutes. Are you wanting, I don't mean you, but like, do you expect somebody to not be nervous when 80 million people, some crazy number of people are watching? Not only that, the survival of our democracy going on 250 years, I don't know what year that's going to happen, but I have to look that up, is on their shoulders. And they care. I thought Tim Walz hit it out of the park. I thought mainly because he was real. He was authentic. And anybody who's got any semblance of normalcy will take authenticity over a big fat liar. Both of those big fat liars. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rose. Even with all JD's horribleness, I'm going to start calling him Slick and Shady Vance. At least he had the wherewithal to act civilly. I heard, just shutting off my speaker here. I heard one of them, it might have been Adam Muckler. These guys that are on Midas Touch, they have their own channels under the Midas Touch umbrella. Either Adam Muckler or Luke Beasley showed, they probably both did. Trump went on the Dave Ramsey show. Are you guys familiar with Dave Ramsey? Dave Ramsey, I remember Dave Ramsey from my days living in Nashville as a struggling artist, and Dave Ramsey had a show that was like financial advice. He would say things like, put your credit card in the freezer. Or no, I think he said, cut up all your credit cards, get rid of all your debt. That was Dave Ramsey. So I heard a snippet of an interview that Dave Ramsey did with Trump, and I'm thinking, why is Dave Ramsey interviewing Trump? Trump looked horrible. Trump is like all sweaty. His face is kind of blotchy. He's been talking like a drunk man. And do we have a troll? It's been a long time. Thank you to the troll slayers. Much appreciate. I have no patience for people that don't want democracy, by the way. Yeah, so what was that? Vance is just a smoother liar than Trump. So Dave Ramsey had Trump on, and he was like, I mean, he looks like he's drunk. He's sweating, and he's like, whoa, whoa. I heard recently he was drooling at a rally. He's mixing up all his mumble jumble talk. Is like his words are mixed up, his thoughts are mixed up. He's not okay. Does Trump really not drink? You know, let's ask the pendulum. We'll just kind of start there. You know how I do. I always rant for a little while before we jump into the cards. Hey, Maria. Reportedly, Trump does not drink. He abstains from alcohol. But it doesn't mean that he couldn't have started. I mean, if you've quit alcohol, I'd quit alcohol, you know, but it's not like I could just grab a glass of wine and then suddenly be back on it, right? So maybe, does Trump drink alcohol? No, I don't think it's not alcohol. His ankles, Christine, how are you seeing his ankles? His ankles are very swollen. I'm trying to figure out when you saw his ankles. That's just funny to me. Your brother is an alcoholic. You think he is addicted to drugs? You think Trump is addicted to drugs? Oh, his brother. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, I know his brother was an alcoholic. I think we all know that. Let's just ask this. Is Donald Trump an addict? Donald Trump Sr., is he an addict? Well, it's not giving me a straight ahead yes. I think he's using. I don't know if he got the addict or alcohol gene. I don't really get that he's an addict, but he's using drugs. And he doesn't sleep. Yeah, he does not sleep. He wears shorts when he's golfing. But you see his ankles? Doesn't he have golf socks on? I'm going to ask this. Does Dave Ramsey regret interviewing Trump? I didn't know he was MAGA. Does Dave Ramsey regret? I get a yes on that. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I get a really strong yes on that. Dave Ramsey must have his own podcast. When I lived in Nashville, it was a radio show. And I would listen to him because he gave good financial advice. A little conservative, but you know what I mean? So I'm going to pull 3 cards about how, how, you know, and that was in Tennessee, and Tennessee is kind of conservative. How Trump is doing, but let's chat while I straighten the cards. I don't know if you guys know this, but I always straighten the cards out so they're all right side up. It's a thing. While I'm doing that, I just want to let everybody know that this channel, I get barely paid anything for this channel, and the way that you can support this channel is by becoming a member, and it's not like you get nothing for that. You get an affirmation in your inbox 7 days a week, always, to start your day. And when you're a member, you're invited to a psychic party, which is going to be a Halloween party. All the members are going to be invited to that at the end of the month. And this is my little commercial while I'm straightening the cards, and we're going to read about Trump. So become a member. At this point, I'm volunteering my time, and I'm saying that because I rely on readings to support myself, and business has dropped to nothing. So please support the channel by taking a class. It's a two-way street. And I think that we as a society in America are in this adjustment period time. Mainstream media has to please everyone in order for the advertisers to want to advertise. I'm not justifying their behavior. I'm just telling you why that is. Thank you, Warren. And there are many testimonials in the chat. I've been doing this work for 30 years, and I think it's taken a lot of time, because it does for me too, to understand that these people that have independent YouTube channels are not being paid. And so making the switch is like a paradigm, shift. That these independent pro-democracy channels rely on the viewers. Thank you, Michael. They rely on the viewers to support them. So basically, I'm presenting like 10 years from now, you're going to just know this, right? So I'm just presenting you with this information. YouTube channels, unless they're huge, the person's donating their time. So I've really, you have to have tons of subscriptions. And I'm just hoping that you guys see the benefit of working with me. When you come to a class, you're supporting my business. And I've got a class on crystals. I have a class every single Saturday. So I'm not even asking you for something for nothing. I'm let's do the exchange thing. Okay? I understand it takes time to adjust to that. But what I do see, and I've read on this, is that mainstream media is going to start failing. Because I want to just make the point that I kind of quit mainstream media. I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand the slant. And the trying to be fair when what we're looking down the barrel of is, losing our democracy to fascism, right? So I cannot stand mainstream media. So all my news I get from Midas Touch and Brian Tyler Cohen and Glenn Kirshner and, like I said, Adam Mockler. There's a whole bunch of pro-democracy channels out there. Mainstream media will not be able to compete with that for too much longer. You can read Thomas's dad jokes. I just don't have a minute to do that. So when I read on it, what I got was that the pro-democracy YouTube channels were going to have a little bit of a conflict with mainstream media. But that eventually they would have to succumb to the pressure because most people will be going to those YouTube channels and podcasts for their news. But we don't get the big advertisers. Warren, I'm not ignoring you, I'm talking. Let's read on Trump. Ohio's flooded. So where we are right now in America is people are waking up. Yeah, and mainstream media, that's a good point. And I had read on that months ago what was going to happen with mainstream media. And that, like, exactly that. That's what I got. They were going to give the big YouTube channels that are pro-democracy a hard time for a certain period of time. I think it's months, not years, before they finally just cave, because they can't compete. And just keep this in mind. When there are millions upon millions upon millions of people going in one direction, the minions, unless you're in a fascist regime, the powers that think they're all that and everything else, they lose their power. They lose their strength. Okay. I can't see the chat very well tonight. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Trump. And please hit the thumbs up. I'm not going to do the group hug until we have more people that hit the thumbs up. It's not a threat. It's just a request. All right. Clarence, I haven't seen you in a while. 3 cards about where Trump is at right now. He's under a lot of duress. His brain can't keep up. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise behind me. I'm still dealing with the plate in the road that's going thump, 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 thump. Let's just think about it as a heartbeat. The star is America. This is Jack Smith. What Judge Chutkin and Jack Smith are working on. I always saw something happening with that before this election. I always call things a little early. I said August, we're into October, but there will be something happening with the January 6th case, and it will interfere with what is happening with Trump's campaign in terms of derailing it in a big way. And the Six of Wands, yeah, the Six of Wands indicates all the evidence about January 6th. Alrighty. Thomas is putting up some good dad jokes. I have too much news to go over. I'll catch a couple of them and read them. 20 more thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. Yes, things are going to be coming quick and fast. Today was a new moon solar eclipse. The energy is really high, but I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling this energy of the new moon solar eclipse. It's kind of like this. I'm kind of curious to know if it's kind of hitting you like this. It started today, yeah, Judge Chutkin. Where you're like going, and then you crash, and then you're going, and then you kind of crash, and then you go, you know, that's how it's kind of, I felt that. So it's almost like, thank you, Angela, I'm on a roll. It's almost like we're getting transmissions, it's almost like the powers that be spiritually from the etheric are giving us transmissions of energy, and we need to just kind of go down for the count and just take in the new energy, and then we're like good to go. Yeah, Marby's saying, yeah, I'm wondering if you're feeling that, because it's like, oh, I'm fine, crash, right? Go down, take like a nap or do a meditation, and then back, right? That's how I'm feeling it. Very, very high energy. Okay. I think we're almost close to group hug time. I'm taking my I had to put socks on today. I'd open the window, but there's that noise outside. Oh my goodness. Okay. You had to go to bed this afternoon. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Actually, Kathy, I thought of that when I got your text. I was just kind of noticing that's been happening, and yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot coming up. Kathy's in the house. Check out our show from yesterday. It was phenomenal, and please share. Please start sharing. We need your help. Get into the groove of you own this channel, and more ways than you realize. I'm pulling 3 cards about J.D. Vance and how he's doing. Now, you know Mag is going around going, oh, he won the debate. Oh, yeah, but I don't really think that many people, more people than you might think, don't think that J.D. Vance did so well. What do you call a magical dog? A labracadabrador. I'm glad I caught that one. Darren voted today, and she's in Maryland. J.D. Vance today. He thinks he did well. But look at this one. This is J.D. Vance today. This is what's coming at him. There's a lot of criticism and legal action coming at J.D. Vance. We're still wondering what that's going to be. Yeah, yesterday's show explained the debate. Yeah, we completely, Kathy, you completely nailed it. We were in agreement. J.D. Vance thinks he did well. Let me ask this. He's a bit in a delusional, cloud. Does J.D. Vance, does he really genuinely, does he think that he did well? Oh, I'm getting a no on that. All right. Is JD Vance being told by the? I don't even have to finish the question. Told by others that he won. But actually, JD Vance, there's a side of JD Vance that's not as dumb as you might think, that knows what's really going on. Does JD Vance deep down think that he lost the debate? I have a yes on that. Deep down. He'd never admit it. He'd never admit it. He's just going along with all the people that were coaching him and giving him pep rally. Go, 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 JD. So they're all telling him that. Vance triggered so many women. Oh, yeah. Remember in the tea leaves? We're not doing tea leaves tonight. We'll do them on Friday. But remember in the tea leaves, I saw that the women, there was a lot of energy coming in for the women. A lot of support. On Friday, I will, I'll find the darshan that I went to and got to hear Sadhguru at the end of his talk. He said there's a window of opportunity right now, energetically, for the women to rise up and to really take hold. I'm paraphrasing. I think I mentioned that here before. When Sadhguru speaks, I listen because he's always right. There's a window energetically that there's an opportunity for women to really rise up and really take and their energy to really take hold. So as far as JD goes, he's getting all kinds of accolades, but deep down, he doesn't really feel like he won that debate. And I actually think that it has something to do with some terrible, obviously terrible answers that he gave to some of the questions. He's not a dumb guy. He's slick and shady. He didn't win, but what I was asking was what he thought himself. And himself, I'm not picking up that his true self. I'm not picking up that he really believes that he won, but he's listening to the people around him telling him that he won. I heard somebody today call Kellyanne Conway Kellyanne Con job. I don't even remember where I heard it. Kellyanne Con job. I was thinking of JD Vance and I thought of that. Oh me, oh my. There's a hug. Yes, it's hug time. Let's do a hug for all the people that are suffering from the hurricane, from the damage. I was listening to Don Lemon's show earlier, and there are people that they haven't been able to find. I don't know what the death count is, but it's going to go up more and more. People are really suffering. I'm not sure what they're going to do about the election. So glad that George Conway divorced Kellyanne. I'm sure he is too. Always world peace. Always world peace. That the Middle East war stops and the war in Ukraine stops. So there's too many things. So just let's do a group hug. Let's really send a lot of energy to the people who are suffering. I heard that they weren't able to get supplies and they've resorted to, in some places, sending supplies in by mule. That's where we are. Entire communities underwater. Yes, global climate change is a real thing, JD. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And we all pull together and do what we need to do to avert more disasters with global climate change. Thank you. I felt it. I always feel it. Sandy was mentioning that JD used he kept on talking about his mother and being brought up by a single mother who was struggling. And I think he mentioned that she was on drugs, and that was his way of trying to manipulate. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying you love my music. The energy is very, very strong today. Very, very strong. I agree with you. So I'm sticking with the nefarious cards because there's lots of nefarious things to read on. I'm just going to read on MAGA in general. And earlier I was a little bit alluding to that I'm concerned about the people that got sucked into the cult of Trump. We're going to have to, maybe we'll meditate on this, we're going to have to think about ways that we can welcome them back into society and to planet normal. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull 3 cards about the MAGAs, the insurrectionist MAGAs in Congress. I do believe they're going to be held accountable for January 6th. Please share my song. It's not about me. It's about saving our democracy. And not backing down. More Democrats running in elections winning. Difficult to text with a cat on your chest. We'll just read your mind, Darren. The MAGAs in Congress is a turn of their fortune. 9 of Pentacles is evidence, and the Star is the United States. They're gonna get what's coming. That's a song. You're gonna get what's coming. Spin that. I can't sing too much. They'll give me a copyright. By the way, you're saying Mary Trump did a PSA last night, doing a GoFundMe. Oh, 45 is doing a GoFundMe for the hurricane. Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you really think Donald Trump is going to give the money to the hurricane relief? No. I did, just speaking of Mary Trump, I did go into her chat and go to Grassroots of Democracy to hear the song about Jan 6. If you could do that too, that would be helpful. As far as the MAGAs in our Congress, the insurrectionists especially in our Congress, they have it coming to them. You've been asking for it 3 days. I forget the words. So Trump set up the GoFundMe. You know it's all about him. And if he actually gives the money to hurricane relief, you know it's just so he'll look good. Remember that during COVID when we had like relief checks coming to us? I forget what they called it. We got those like $1,200 or $600 checks, and they remember that during COVID? And Trump was delaying the release of the checks for all the people of America that needed a little financial boost. He had to sign it. When I ever got that check in the mail, and because we all got a check during COVID to give us a little help. COVID didn't really affect me. I just took all my business online. But he has to have his name on it. He's an opportunist. His brain is wired to be an opportunist and a con man. I know, I saw that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He established a GoFundMe for hurricane relief. I mean, I wish that it were about helping. He's addicted to attention. Exactly. Let's pull 3 cards on that. I mean, he wouldn't do it as a silent giver, right? Can you imagine that? I can't. He probably was jealous of JD being on TV. Wait, let me ask that. Was he jealous of JD being... Smells like a stinky fish. Yes, he was jealous of JD being in the spotlight. And what's up with him never being around JD? Jealous of how smooth JD is? Perhaps. I think it's more jealous that he wasn't on TV and Trump wasn't. Well, then maybe Trump should do another debate. He backed out of the 60 Minutes interview. Remember that one when he was on Leslie, what's her name? Back in 2020, Trump was on 60 Minutes and he got all bent out of shape and walked off. Is Trump he's gonna decide to do another debate with Kamala? No. No. Leslie Stahl. Wow, you guys are good. You're right on it. It's Pendulum saying, yes, it's Leslie Stahl. Is Trump going to change his mind and do an interview on 60 Minutes, even though he just backed out? No, he's not going to do it. So he's definitely, they decided no debate, no 60 Minutes interview. Let me ask this. Is it because... Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying about the GoFundMe. I don't think, I see in the chat, the charities that Trump has set up ever, it doesn't go to the people that need the money. It's unbelievable. Reminds me of when George, what's-his-face, Pinocchio Santos, collected money for a homeless veteran's dog to get surgery and kept the money. I mean, I don't know where these people come from. Remember George Santos? Are Trump's people keeping him away from high-profile debates and interviews because they know it will look bad? Is that why? Yes, he's being talked out of it. So Michael asked the Pendulum, and Trump hates Vance and they don't talk. Wow. So, wait, I just pulled 3 cards and, it was about, I forgot what the question was. I pulled these 3 cards and I was talking about, I'll tell you what the cards are saying. Because they know what I was talking about. I'm overwhelmed with news. I also have the windows shut because of that noise. It's getting a little warm in here. I have the Justice card. Justice is coming. The 7 of Swords. Justice for all the stealing. And all the secrets that they've been keeping. Yeah. Justice for stealing and all the secrets that they've been keeping. It's coming, people. Let's pull from a different deck. Let's use our itty-bitty deck. Our itty-bitty Darkwood deck. Let's look at... We knew it was going to be a bumpy ride, but this is potholes. I told you guys. I've been telling you all along. That's why we get together. I'm basically just volunteering. So we can be together. But I really would like to be paid. It would be good. It would be good. Yeah, death count was up to 183 with hundreds still missing. I think it's going to get up to much higher than that. So let's look at... Yeah, and what did Vance... Remind me what Vance said about global climate change. Did he say something like, oh, it's just a little bit of crazy weather? Thank you, Rose. Unfortunately, some of those subscribers are bots. There's more on that later. But it makes it look good. What's with my cards not being face up? Global climate change is real. Donald Trump offered the oil barons $1 billion each. I mean, if they gave him $1 billion, he would take away all the regulations. Project 2025 takes away everything. Tell your friends, we need, realistically, we can't have 100% of people voting for democracy, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. But we need to be all in on that we want to live. We want to be all in on that, Project 2025 takes away NOAA. Takes away the weather service. Takes away any means of preparing people for disasters, and that includes pandemics. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how Tim Walz is doing. How's Tim doing? He's such a good guy. I think people really, really like him. I think Jimmy Carter will make it to see democracy win. I do. I mean, if he made it to his 100th birthday and he started hospice care well over a year ago, the will to stay alive can keep people alive. We're just gonna ask how Tim Walz is doing. Kamala Harris is handing out food to the survivors of Hurricane Helene, and Kamala Harris is doing that because she really cares. It reminds me of after Uvalde when Matthew McConaughey, which I talked about this before, got up at a little bit of a press conference and was pleading for gun laws, and then somebody asked him if he was leaving. Were you grandstanding just then? It's like, what kind of people they have a problem with compassion? 3 cards about Tim Walz. I don't understand that. You're compassionate, so I hate you. You must be doing that just to show off. You must be showing that you want to help people just because you want to look good. No. How about I really want to help people? Do we lose that? I mean, these people have like, Donald Trump grandstands. Kamala Harris cares. Kamala Harris for the people. Early voting in Georgia is October 15th. Hope Jimmy Carter gets to vote for Kamala then. Yes, he will vote for Kamala then, and then he'll stick around to see her win. Did you hear about how people in Athens don't even get up until noon? They say dawn is really tough on Greece. Ba-dum-bum. All right. That is the best dishwashing liquid for sure. Maybe I can get them to get Dawn to be one of the advertisers. Anyway, I'm off the rails tonight. How Tim Walz is feeling. Oh, he's being critical of himself. That's just, nice people are really critical of themselves usually. But he's really being encouraged to know that he did a great job. Tim Walz did a great job. And he did win. Yeah, I feel like Tim Walz is like, oh, I didn't do as good as I could. I feel like he's doing that, but then, and I do see this too. The more we kind of go over what happened, remember how long we've gone over the debate between Kamala and Trump, and how many times we've just kind of watched videos of it again. And okay, so it's going to take a while for this to kind of unfold and for people to get like a general vibe about that debate. And I think the general vibe is going to be Tim Walz did good. He did good. He did a good job, right? Only 7% thought, you saw a poll that only 7% thought Vance did a good job last night? I heard that 7% referring to how many people wanted Project 2025. Was that a different poll? Walz had the uptime. Gotcha. Yeah, he really did. He had the best. He had some really good debate clinching lines. Really important. Ultimate. Yeah, I was wondering where uptime was. Don't you love Autospell? I'm going to pick 3 cards about how the campaign for Harris Walz is doing. I ordered a big sign today because, as you can tell by all the noise I have to put up with, I live on a very busy street. Probably one of the busiest streets in the city. So I got a big, long banner, Harris Walz. It's going outside. Right now I have a banner out there. Everyone can see it. This says Save Democracy. So I have one coming that says Harris Walz Save Democracy. Can't wait to put it up. I hate to support Amazon, but if you want a Harris Walz sign, you can just go to Amazon. It'll be there. It'll arrive the next day. It's worth it. And they're not expensive at all. Okay. We're going to choose 3 cards about the campaign. The campaign bus drove in next to the stage. Oh, it did? I heard Chris Hayes on I think it was Seth Meyers. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Chris Hayes said, yeah, Tim Walz, he said he was nervous about the debate. And Chris Hayes said, well, he showed that he was vulnerable, and people, that's endearing to people. So I really do have this strong sense that people walked away from that debate, normal people, thinking, oh, what a love. Tim Walz, he's such a love, and we're so glad that he's there and he's talking normal. The Confederate flag is finally down in your neighborhood. Good. Phew. Speaking of that, I saw a video clip of Carrie Lake talking about how the election was stolen and everything. I don't know what kind of meeting she was at, but in the background there's a huge Confederate flag. We're just seeing it so clearly. Oh, Chris Hayes is on Colbert. Okay. Thank you. Getting my late shows mixed up. How Kamala and Tim are doing. They're exhausted, for one thing. This took a lot out of Tim Walz. He needs a couple days of rest. Kathy is in New Jersey. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so what's happening with the Harris-Walz campaign right now is that they really need to rest a little bit. They do. I mean, just like it's normal for people to get nervous in front of a crowd, it's normal to be exhausted if you've just been burning the candle at both ends and going and going and going. Believe me, I spent yesterday most of the day doing my bookkeeping to get to my accountant. That feeling of I'm just going. Imagine that all the time, full on, since July. They're also getting, the more intensely in the lead they get, the more they feel a little bit hemmed in by the death threats. Let's just be real. But I have the King of Cups. They're winning the communication game. And in the face of disaster and emergencies and catastrophes, do you want Donald Trump at the helm? We got to talk to these MAGAs. By the way, I have these for people. Send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and I'll send them to you. I've got a couple boxes of these that I would love to send to you. So they're just little business card size things. Obviously, I just showed you. And it can make a difference. Did Thomas just give a funny dad joke and I missed it? Sorry. There are plenty more where that came from. If you are not in the chat, it means you're watching from TV. Oh. You love my channel. Thank you, Betty. Thank you for the blue bear. Let's say hi to the blue bear. Hang on. Let's say hi to the blue bear. Let's get him out. Taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy. Demi, is that what we decided? We won't be backing down. More Democrats running in elections winning. The Vote Yes bus was in front of the Trump Tower. Oh, beautiful. Let's choose 3 cards about Joe Biden. How's Joe Biden feeling about all this? Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I see a bunch of you did. Thank you in advance to those of you who are going to. How's Joe Biden doing? Well, Joe Biden's looking forward to justice. I think that Joe Biden knows that justice is coming. It's already starting to happen. And especially Supreme Court reform is happening. Listen to our show from yesterday if you haven't already. We did talk about that. King of Cups. Yeah, the King of Cups again. The Democratic message is becoming very strong. You think Biden is mad about the Middle East? Well, you know what? Let me just pause and tell you why we're having this trouble with Iran. Iran became emboldened by Donald Trump. President Obama had a deal with Iran. It was the Iran nuclear deal, that Iran was not going to develop nuclear weapons. What did Donald Trump do when he got in office? Let's think about these things. Let's get people to think about these things. Donald Trump made this world a much more dangerous place. I'm going to grab something else because I want to show you the evidence. Hang on. If you don't already know, I feel like I have you all in my living room. I do. I feel like I have you all in my living room and we're just hanging out and we're just talking. It's all in this book. Seth Abramson. It's a big book. I haven't read it yet. My dad had it. Donald Trump has a lot to do. I want to say everything to do with why the world is in a very dangerous state right now. It's beyond me. I'm mortified that our corrupt, crazy system has actually enabled him to be running for president. It makes me crazy. Does it make you guys crazy too? I don't think I'm alone in that. Man, but that's why we have this channel. That's why we come together. That's why we support each other. We keep each other from freaking out because we're all very upset about this. But it's also motivating us. Simon Rosenberg always says, use that anxiety and fear and all that, all that freaking out to mobilize, to get to work. So, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. You know the drill. 3 cards about Jack Smith and Tanya Chutkin. You wanted to know? I'm going to let you know. Trump never has a new plan in 2 weeks. Yeah, concepts of a plan. I'm just going to pull 3 cards about what we're going to see as a result of Jack Smith's report. Here are the ways that we can hold Trump accountable despite the fact that the corrupt, illegitimate Supreme Court said that he has immunity because the duties that of January 6th were like official duties. Yeah, right. Sorry you haven't said hi to everyone. You're saying hi now. Is everything okay, Yogi Bear? You're eating carne con papas and tacos. Sounds good to me. I went to the farmer's market today. I got some good stuff. I'm so grateful that I cook. Also, speaking of the farmer's market, there's a guy that's selling and growing mushrooms at the farmer's market, and next week, provided weather permitting, I'm going to do a little live stream with him. He's like Matt the Mushroom Guy. You can learn about mushrooms. Thank you for saying you love the song. What am I reading on? I think my brain is fried from all the news. Somebody remind me. Judge Turkin. Really? It gets to that point. Thank you. It comes to me eventually. Queen of Pentacles. Oh yeah, this is Judge Chutkin. This is. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it very much. Chutkin. Got it. It came back. 6 of Pentacles. They have. Oh, whoa, boy. Whoa, boy. Yes, they tried to steal the election. That's not an official presidential duty. Hello. Guess what? That's not in the Constitution. Oh, and the president gets to incite a violent coup. Honestly. I know, it's hard to believe we're here. It's hard. I was thinking today that right after the insurrection, I was convinced that something would be done. And here we are 4 years later. What the? Chutkin they have what they need. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles is the evidence about January 6th, Seven of Swords about trying to steal the election. That's what they're going to get Trump on. They're going to get him. They're going to get him. Looking forward to all the analysis, especially from Midas Touch tomorrow night. See? They're blowing away the mainstream media. They really are. Because they'll go over it, and Michael Popak will go over it. Actually, that's tonight, right about now. So let's wrap up. Let's ask if Trump will be held fully accountable by Judge Chutkin and Jack Smith. Yes. Let's ask this too. Nicole Wallace's show was great today. Good to know. Michael Popak will go through it. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't. Written evidence of the plot before the election. Oh yeah, this is it. This is it. This is what we have been waiting for. They're going to get him for inciting, planning a violent attempted takeover. They were planning to kill people. They're going to get him for this. Do not doubt. Dad joke. 2 pretzels walked through the park. 1 was assaulted. I think I've heard that one. Are people going to go to prison for January 6th? Well, yeah. Well, we know some have. Are people in positions of high power in our government going to go to prison? Yes. And the movie The Apprentice will be released. Yes, I mentioned that to Kathy today because October 11th was a big day, as I recall, during our show. Kathy, can you just remind me what it was on October 11th astrologically that you pointed to? And I knew it was an important date, but I didn't think of it at the time. And that's the release date for The Apprentice. If you're still here. Is Donald Trump going to be put in jail? Yes. Prison. He will be confined. That is a strong yes. And I think it's going to get tense because of the people that are in the cult. The next document will drop on the 11th. Yeah. Get ready for the fireworks. Trump is saying it's election interference. Ha, yeah. What? The truth is the truth. He can't handle the truth. Did you see, I saw a clip of CNN. Lewandowski. Wow, what a jerk face. And yeah, they planned it. The evidence is there. Anyway, what struck me about, is it Lewandowski? Am I saying his name right? He's on the Trump campaign. Notice this the next time you listen to a MAGA on the Trump campaign or you know, whatever. Lewandowski, yeah. I mean, you could just write down everything that they're going to say, and they're so robotic about it. Like Christine, the Levin, I think her name is, or the spokesperson for the Trump campaign. Katie Britt, remember her? Just the same thing, the same talking points in the same order, and they just keep yelling at the interviewer, and they don't answer the question. We are so done with that. Totally. Let's pull 3 community cards, and then I'll let you go watch Midas Touch to get the legal news tonight. 3 cards. 3 community cards. Thank you for being here. Let me just tell you how much I love you all, and I'm not just saying that, it's true. Please support my channel by signing up for classes. Please support my channel and support yourself. We have a great time at the classes. Crystal class on Saturday. PsychicAnetDion.com. I'm going to do some community cards. I'm understand that I'm not getting paid for this. Maybe a little pittance from YouTube. They're pretty cheap. They're not very generous. Plus, they give me copyright strikes on my own music. But join us. Okay, community cards. Three of Pentacles. We're feeling the momentum build. Yeah, these are good cards. We're feeling the momentum build. We're building that momentum. We're doing something. Thank you, Zircon. And the Hierophant is we are strengthening our Constitution and our democracy. Don't think we're not. And the Judgment card is up. Yes, we are most of the American people, and I mean most, are definitely looking at this whole thing and judging MAGA for what it is. They will not save us in a disaster. They will just make more disaster. All right. Oh, Michelle's taking the class, aren't you? You're in the crystal class, right? I don't know if you're on the list. Definitely join. We have a great time, and then you get a recording of the class afterwards. Forever and ever, you can keep it. All right. Let's go do something to save democracy. It's up to all of us. Everybody, all hands on deck. Everybody in. Promise me. We have our Grassroots of Democracy discussion group meeting on Thursday nights. Make sure you're on the email list. We've been meeting for 2.5 years. We're getting the work done. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It's almost equal. If I get 3 more thumbs up, that means, yeah, I've surpassed it. Namaste. Okay, see you Friday or at the meeting tomorrow.